You're listening to a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Worthen Arena, where we are set for our second competition of the weekend between Ball State and Eastern Michigan. These two teams squared off last night, and it was Ball State coming out on top in straight sets by margins of 25-17, 25-18, and 25-19. I'm your color analyst for today, Daniel Sullivan, joined by my play-by-play, Tyler Klimes. Tyler, welcome in.
It's a wonderful welcome to be welcome in today because of what we were able to see last night. We were on this pre-match show yesterday talking about what was expected to be a very close matchup. At the time, it was the number 5 versus the number 6 team in the conference going head-to-head. And what transpired was not exactly what we expected. Ball State came out at their home court, winning 3-0 in 3 sets, got the job done quickly. And really shocking stuff, but it just creates for an even better storyline today and more of a sense of urgency for Eastern Michigan.
Absolutely. Momentum with Ball State heading into today's competition. And you mentioned the standings. These two teams tied for 5th place entering yesterday. Everyone in the MAC played last night, and after everything shook out, Eastern Michigan now out of the MAC playoff picture in 7th place. Ball State tied for 4th place at 8-4. Now, let's go over some individual performances yesterday. Anaya Kennedy had a career day.
She did. She's had a lot of days where you can look at it and say, wow, that was really impressive. But this one was like no other because of what we find in the hitting percentage category. She had hit a 692 clip, which is not just a season high, but a career high for Anaya Kennedy by a solid margin. So when they went to Anaya Kennedy, she was effective and she was able to deliver. She had 9 kills. We talked about that clip. She hit 2 blocks as well. So she was really all over the place. A couple other standout performers for the Cardinals, Carson, Tyler, Madison, Buckley as well, came out and showed what they were made of.
Very balanced attack yesterday for the Cardinals, and we highlighted her yesterday for Eastern Michigan. Hattie Welker was herself yesterday.
She was, and herself is very, very talented. We look at the stats here and 6 blocks, and you go, wow, that's a wonderful day, and it really is. But looking at what Hattie Welker has done all season long, it's a pretty mild day for her because that's just what is expected of her on this team. She leads the MAC in blocks and blocks per set, 38th in the NCAA in total blocks, and you never really can find a way to stop Hattie Welker, just a freshman, and she's already doing this. It's going to be really exciting to see what she can do 2-3 years down the line from now.
She will, and she'll be herself today, but Eastern Michigan and second-year head coach Kevin Foman are going to need to find more offense. And for Kevin Foman, he's done a fantastic job so far with this program. Like we mentioned, just in his second year, they've won more games this season with 13 than they did combined in 2022 and 2023, where they only had 10 wins as a program. So he has them going in the right direction, and they have a bright future, but this is a huge opportunity for them today. If they can win this match, that's a big road split, and you get back in the MAC postseason picture. But if you lose, things look very bleak.
Yeah, not obviously the greatest situation to be in. Tough coming in on the road yesterday and trying to win a match on the road against a team who is historically good at home this season. Not as much so as they're used to, talking about the Ball State Cardinals. But back to the Eastern Michigan Eagles. They need to establish a sense of confidence. Head coach Kevin Foman is a star athlete in and of himself. In college, he was a star at Mary Washington University. Also played minor league baseball for the ACL Giants, which is the San Francisco Giants affiliate team. So he was a great athlete, and he's brought in a lot of great athletes that we'll talk about as this broadcast goes on. Some track and field stars, some basketball stars, obviously volleyball stars. And when you're around competition in athletics that much, you start to establish a sense of confidence when maybe things are not going your way. All these players on his teams have had times where things haven't gone the way they wanted them to and been able to bounce back. And that's where they are right now in the second game in just 24 hours, looking to rewrite the script and get the win tonight.
We'll get to those adjustments that they need to make in just a minute. On the other side of things, Kelly Miller-Phillips picking up her 100th career MAC victory last night. Phelps is just the 12th coach in MAC history to reach that mark.
Yeah, Kelly Miller-Phillips. Every single broadcast that we do for Ball State, Kelly Miller-Phillips is a talking point of that because of the impact she has made on this team, in the Muncie community, really bringing in so many star players that have stuck around and recruiting some new star players as well that we've talked about. All around this team has been pretty well disciplined. They've gone through some rough patches in the season, but same idea we talked about with Eastern Michigan. It's the confidence factor. Earlier on in the season, Ball State was losing some conference matches they thought they could win. Now their 5th match won in a row, 4 of those being sweeps, and all the confidence is back in Worthen for the Cards.
No doubt about it. They have now won their last 16 sets in a row, which is an unbelievable mark for a team to reach. But today, they need to just keep the momentum going. And are there any changes that need to be made for the Cardinals, or do you just kind of say, let's go do that again?
Well, of course you want to come into the match and say, let's just do that exact same thing we did again, but it's not that simple. You'd want to just say, oh, we won in 3 sets. Let's try and go around the blocks. Let's be creative, do things differently like we were last night. But you have to look to the other side. This is an Eastern Michigan team, like we've talked about, that are very athletic. They've been around competition so much that they're going to make changes. They're going to adjust on their side. So if you're Ball State, maybe you want to start the way you finished last night, but you cannot try and maintain that because there will be changes on the Eagles side, and they're going to have to be ready for those changes. And that's most likely what Kelly Miller-Phillips was telling her team before the match today.
And like you mentioned, those changes are going to have to be made for Eastern Michigan. Their adjustments are going to be the storyline today, and it's a very tough turnaround. You have to come out and play a team that just beat you in straight sets today, and you've got to play better than you did yesterday, and you know that. For head coach Kevin Foman, I think that's a big part of the test, and they responded well so far from my eyes. I was watching their hit around before the game, and serve receive, a huge focus. In addition to the 10 aces the Cardinals had last night, Eastern Michigan struggled all night long generating any offense off of serve return, and 30 minutes are allotted about 2 hours before the game for the visiting team to hit around. Eastern Michigan out here for about 45 to 50, spending those extra 15 to 20 minutes on serve return. They were very vocal about that needing to be better today. We'll see how that shakes out in just a moment, as we are almost set for action here in Worthen Arena. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Tyler Klimes on play-by-play and Daniel Sullivan, myself, on color. We've got a great one coming for you today in Worthen Arena. You're listening to the SL Digital Radio broadcast of Ball State Volleyball, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Ranked number 2 in the nation for sports media by the Broadcast Education Association.
This is Ball State Sports Link.
Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership, and here's why. We stand behind every car we sell and are dedicated to helping our customers save time and money. All our pre-owned cars undergo a rigorous 182-point inspection and come with a 90-day warranty to ensure that you're getting a Victory quality vehicle. Plus, you'll get 2 years of complimentary oil changes and tire rotations. We're part of a top 15 dealership group and have an enormous selection of vehicles with access to inventory at over 45 locations. You always get more for your trade and the best possible rates with us. We have an excellent relationship with hundreds of lenders. Our exclusive Car Doc maintenance and membership program will help you save hundreds of dollars in the process of maintaining your vehicle. Lastly, our state-of-the-art body shop and certified technicians perform high-quality repairs and paint work on most vehicle makes and models. Victory Honda of Muncie. We're not just another car dealership.
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
The Hampton Inn of Muncie is the official partner of Ball State Athletics. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. The Hampton Inn is one of Muncie's finest hotels. Come enjoy our free breakfast, free Wi-Fi, and fresh Hampton beds waiting for you. Less than a mile away from Ball State campus. Don't forget to ask about our Ball State special. Search Hampton Inn of Muncie online at munciesweets.hamptoninn.com. At munciesweets.hamptoninn.com.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State sports with SportsLink Digital.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call Wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one mammoth from Mancino's.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
Welcome into Worthen Arena, where we're just minutes away from the second of two matches between the Ball State Cardinals and the Eastern Michigan Eagles, currently getting the starting lineups, and it's just about that time to get into the lineups of the Ball State Cardinals. The intro video playing up on the screen in Worthen Arena, about to get the home team announcements. Let's talk a bit about that home team as that goes on. I'm Tyler Klimes, joined by Daniel Sullivan on color, Jordan Klimes, our producer today. And what will be a fun one. The Ball State Cardinals came out yesterday red hot, and now looking to repeat that. We talked a bit about it in the pregame show, but I want to reverse the rules, and I want to ask you a little bit about what Ball State needs to do to continue on their win streak, now 5 matches in a row, and continue to get another win against Eastern Michigan.
Tyler, very happy to be here, and I'm going to copy your answer a little bit from the pregame show. You can't just go out there and say, do the same thing as you did yesterday. They were in a sort of flow. Everything was clicking, but they can keep the same confidence that they played with yesterday, and I think we're going to see that. This is a team now that's on a 5-game winning streak, a chance to extend it to 6 and give themselves a ton of breathing room as they're kind of on the bubble right now for the MAC tournament at the end of the season, but a win today would put them 2 games clear of Eastern Michigan and, again, extend that winning streak to 6. I think we'll see this team play it with a lot of swagger.
They've had a lot of swagger in recent memory when it comes to playing Eastern Michigan. Last year went on the road to Ypsilanti, Michigan, winning 2 of the matches on the road. Not just 2 wins, 2 sweeps. Right now we're halfway there with 1 sweep just about a year later. Eastern Michigan has lost the previous 7 matchups versus Ball State and have not won in Muncie since November 13th of 2015. That's 9 years ago, the last time they were able to get a victory in Worthen Arena. So the odds stacked against them, but trying to change everything that we saw yesterday, and time will tell if that will happen.
They're hungry for it. The seniors on this team have never beaten Ball State. Like you said, 7 matchups lost in a row, and obviously no wins in almost a decade here in Muncie. And I mentioned it in the pregame show, but this is a crossroads for this Eastern Michigan team. Picked to finish 11th in the MAC preseason poll, doing way better than expectations, probably better than anyone outside of their camp thought they'd be doing, and now a chance to either throw yourself back into the playoff picture or be on the outside looking in as November winds down and conference play winds down as well. Just 3 games left for both these teams once they leave the building today, and the teams are out on the floor, and we are ready to go.
We have some similar starting lineups to what we saw last night. We'll start with the visiting Eastern Michigan Eagles. They have Hattie Welker out there, the star player freshman, Angel Baylark, Maddie Stayer, Kylie Doctor, Taylor Mailer, Hannah and Blaney are the starters for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And on the home team, Ball State Cardinals, it's Ian Day Smith, Katie Eganoff, Sophie Ledbetter, Gwen Kroll, Megan Wolanski, who had 6 aces last night. We'll keep that in mind. Carson Tyler out there as well. And lastly, Madison Buckley.
And I'll be fascinated as this first set gets underway with the first 15 points, how Eastern Michigan plays them, how they look, how their body language looks. I think the opening of this match is going to determine a ton for both sides, as it's Megan Wolanski back to serve.
Coming off a season-high 6 aces in 1 match, only 3 sets. Megan Wolanski gets ready to serve this one off. Hits it away, returned by Eastern Michigan. Here's the set. To the middle. Back to the Ball State side. Wolanski. Tapped over. It's Busick. Back to the Eagles now. Out of rotation, back row. Blocked up front by a couple Cardinals. Now ball scrambling around. Kroll had to go up and get it for the Cardinals. Now back outside. Try to go cross court. Kroll in there again for a block. Ledbetter has to go and pass it up. It's Buckley trying to get one down across his court. And it does go down. First point of the night going to the Ball State Cardinals off a kill from Madison Buckley on the other side. It was Maddie Stayer trying to get down and get it, but it was just a bit too late.
Yeah, long rally there. Very veteran for Madison Buckley to stay calm and find her spot late in the point.
So it's Wolanski to serve again. This time serves to Doctor. Nearly a service ace, but kept up by Eastern Michigan. Going to say one of the Eagles went over the middle line, so Ball State picking up a point. Not sure if that's going to be considered an ace, but still a strong start for Wolanski.
Well, it's what we talked about in the pregame show. Megan Wolanski's serve causing fits for these Eagles early.
Wolanski again, the third serve in a row. Her team up 2-0. Serve away. Another aired pass. Now cross shot. Wolanski has to go down and dig that one. Ledbetter passing. It's Busick over. Blocked up front. Baylark in there. Baylark and Taylor Mailer put their strong hands up. Blocked for the first point. It's 2-1. Cardinals still lead.
And that's a victory for the Eagles to just get Wolanski off serve, get the ball in your court, and settle things down.
Olabero serving Hannah Blaney. Cardinals go for it. Wolanski up the middle to Kroll quickly. Wolanski again. This time back sets to, that's going to be Katie Eganoff. Back row too far. Going out of bounds. It was Kylie Doctor who tried to get that one, but sailed it too far.
And Doctor, a player who has been excellent for the Eagles this season, did not see much of her last night. Only 3 matches under 10 kills in the last 13. Entering last night, it was her 4th.
Serve away from Eganoff. Set up. Mailer tried to go for it. Blocked off the hands of Kroll and trickles down to the ground. Here come the Eagles. It's 3-2.
And that's what they do, right? They're 4th in the country for total blocks. That is absolutely the identity of this team. Strong block there to make it 2-3.
Strong server at the line for the Eagles. It's Taylor Smith. She puts it away. Ledbetter returns it. Carson Tyler's first action, cross court, no good. Now back to the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Blocked by Buckley up front. It was guard trying to go for it. Now tipped over. Stayer tried to get it. Buckley again. This time succeeds right in the heart of the court. Ball State getting another point. 4-2, Cardinals up.
Sometimes there's nothing you can do about height, and right now, Madison Buckley is way too tall on that right side. Going up against Maddie Stayer at 6'0", Madison Buckley towering over her at 6'2". That's not a fair matchup.
Josie Bloom to serve for the Cardinals. Had one service ace yesterday. Often comes in to serve. Making another one. Josie Bloom going far right side of the court and finding the hardwood. It's an ace. 5-2 Cardinals.
And it's nice when your pregame things happen in the game you're talking about. Big serving for the Cardinals early.
Looking to continue that was a key last night. Bloom again. Serves it far. It's returned this time. Guard now set backwards. Tipped over. Josie Bloom lets this one go out of bounds. Was it tipped is the question. It was not, so Josie Bloom goes back to serve. Her Cardinals up 4.
Unforced error there, but the tip wasn't a good idea either. No flow right now for the Eagles on offense.
So Bloom again. Puts it over. Doctor going for it now outside. Guard got up to try and go, but the strong hands up front for the Cardinals get a block.
That's Buckley combining with Smith again on that right side. I think the Eagles need to either call a timeout or go away from that immediately.
Have to expect a whistle to come soon if Josie Bloom can keep it up. Here's another serve. It's over. Doctor goes for it. Now set from Stayer. There's the first action from Hattie Welker. No success. Carson Tyler hits far. Kept up. May have gone out of bounds, but Doctor plays it. Guard went for it now. Now back to Wolanski. Pushed outside. Carson Tyler did all she could. Tipped it up high into the air. Now middle to Welker, but it's Ayinde Smith up front. What a block from her. Middle blocker against middle blocker in the Cardinal home team. Ayinde Smith with the victory early.
Big block from Ayinde Smith, getting out of control quickly here. 8-2 for the Cardinals.
Serve from Bloom again. It's been a couple in a row now. Here comes the set from Stayer. A joust up front. Looks like one of the Eagles went into the net, so Cardinals once again rewarded a point. And we see the first timeout. You were talking about the timeout coming at some point. We didn't see a lot of timeouts called yesterday because the match was so back and forth. But early in this one, the Cardinals seem to have picked up right where they left off.
And that is not the start that Kevin Foman wanted, obviously. But it's the things we talked about in the pregame show. Serve return, a huge issue. Passing, a huge issue. They look out of sync right now. And Ball State looks like they picked up where they left off last night. And this first set is getting away from the Eagles in a hurry. They need a big response out of this timeout. And I think something you mentioned yesterday on the broadcast that's really interesting. Kevin Foman during timeouts does not talk to his players. The position groups gather and assistant coaches go over and talk to them about what they can do better. That is an unorthodox approach.
Yeah, a quote I heard earlier this week, bad teams, no one leads. Good teams, coaches lead. But the great teams, the players lead. And that seems to be where the Eagles are, trying to get towards that cusp of greatness as they've just improved so much. We've talked about where they were last year, a bit of struggles in Kevin Foman's first season. Was 5-25 overall and 3-15 in the conference. Now already well ahead of that, but so much more work to be done. What do you think the players for Eastern Michigan are talking about?
Well, I think they're just saying, hey, guys, let's settle down. This is not the start that anybody wanted, but it's still very early. This set may already be out of reach, but they need to stay calm, think about the bigger picture, dig their feet in, and get ready to battle for 4 or 5 sets today at Worthen.
Maybe one of the bigger leads we see tonight coming out of the timeout. The Cardinals up 9-2 early on in set number 1. This is SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. We're about to get things back underway. Once again, it's Josie Bloom to serve. On a roll, serving front row, Welker went for it. Now back set to guard. Cross court goes too far, out of bounds. An easy pickup point for the Cardinals, make it 10-2.
And I think another talking point in the timeout for Eastern Michigan is these mental mistakes, these unforced errors. They aren't even giving themselves a chance to be in these points right now.
Josie Bloom, who already has 1 ace today. Looking for the second. Will not get it here. It's played up by Lalero in the back row. Tipped over. Cardinals have to go for it. Able to keep it up. Now Bloom goes to Carson Tyler. Shoots across court. No success. Hard hit off the hands of Allende Smith, but this time goes down to the ground. It was the number 2 Anna Guard going up against the number 2 on the Cardinals, Allende Smith. Anna Guard gets the victory and heads back to the service line.
And mentally, that'll be nice for Anna Guard, getting past Madison Buckley for the first time this afternoon. She's on serve now for the Eagles.
Anna Guard does serve. She had 1 service error and ace last night. That one went into the net. Cardinals had to go for it, and Hattie Welker was there to pick up where the ball left off right on the top of the net. Lots of space for her, and that's the first kill for Hattie Welker tonight.
Nothing you can do when the ball's in Hattie Welker's no-fly zone. 10-4.
This time too low on the serve from Anna Guard. Goes into the net. Last time went off the top of the net, barely making over. This time the net not as friendly to the Eagles.
And those service errors, a killer as well. Just giving back the point you earned. 11-4 now for the Cardinals as Lindsey Green gets ready to serve.
Lindsey Green, one of the 2 setters on this team, been a bit of rotation. Setter by committee this year. Hattie Welker hits it up over the middle. Carson Tyler goes in between the blocks, flies off the hands of Smith and into the stands, out of bounds. Ball State makes it 12-4.
Carson Tyler has had such a fantastic season for Ball State, and just a freshman. 4 more years of her is a blessing for this volleyball program.
Plenty of impressive youth on both those teams. One of those players being Lindsey Green, who served it. Almost an ace. Had to be just popped over by Hattie Welker to keep it alive. To the middle, Allende Smith shoots it up high. Taylor Smith had to go for it now. And there's a kill. Kylie Doctor rolled it up just in the center of the court.
I think it's extremely important for the Eagles to get her going. Did not see much of her last night until the 3rd set. She's a huge key to this attack.
Her attack percentage has been struggling as of late. Could be a partial reason why, but she's been effective all year long. So is Allende Smith, who almost got that one done over. Carson Tyler again, off the block. Tooled out of bounds. Ball State 13-5 off of Carson Tyler's kill.
I mean, there's just nothing you can do when she turns her body and wraps that ball down the line. It's so close to being out, but you know it's going in. Very, very tough to deal with from Tyler.
Tyler will serve. Goes right side, picking on Doctor, who's able to maintain it. Now Doctor goes over. Off the tip of Allende Smith. Too high for the back row to reach. Out of bounds. It's going to be a kill for Kylie Doctor.
And again, Doctor starting to get going. That's a good sign for the Eagles. Just unlucky for the Cardinals. They'll turn their focus to the next defensive possession.
The do-it-all player, Maddie Stayer, now to serve. She can set, she can hit, and this time she can serve it out of bounds, goes for a service error.
And
for the
again,
Eagles.
I think those are the biggest frustrations right now for Eastern Michigan. If you're getting blocked by Madison Buckley, that's all right. That'll happen. But when it's something you can control, you want to clean that up immediately.
Something they need to clean up, like we've talked about, is the back row service line. It's Kendall Simon coming in as the serving specialist to serve it away. She does just that. Struggle again from the Eagles. Baylor has to just punch it over. Set from Green. Backwards to Anaya Kennedy, who was so strong last night. Strong again on her first kill.
And you can't send anybody up against Kennedy one-on-one. What she does a fantastic job of is finding the cross-court angles there. Contorts the ball just back into the middle of the donut for the Eagles and nobody home. Timeout called by the Eagles.
Yeah, Anaya Kennedy did a fantastic job to force the second timeout of the set already. So that's going to be all that Eastern Michigan has in the first set. Currently down 15-6, so a big deficit to try and climb out of. Earlier on in the first timeout, you talked about how maybe Eastern Michigan just needs to try and build some momentum for the second set. Do you still feel that way, or do you think they can still work their way into it? And if they can, how so?
I think this set is over with. The Cardinals are looking far too powerful on offense, and it is interesting to see now Eastern Michigan has gone to a team huddle instead of their position groups meeting, so maybe a sense of urgency sign there from the Eagles, but I think building momentum towards the second set, small victories, finding things that work, like going against Madison Buckley and winning a point, or anything that you can clean up. And right now, I will say the biggest area for them to clean up is service return, and it's really not close. As soon as the point starts, they look discombobulated, and they're giving far too many free balls over to the Cardinals, who are making them pay.
Yeah, and that has resulted in some struggles up front for Eastern Michigan as well. Hitting at a negative hitting percentage right now, negative 0.45 attack percentage on the evening so far. So not what they wrote in the script for tonight coming into this one, but it's a timeout like we just saw that can maybe change some momentum. They're going to have to hope it is if they want to try and fight their way back into set number one.
And Ball State hitting well above their already conference-leading hitting percentage, 286 today.
Kendall Simon, another player who had a service ace last night, serves it again. Off the top of the net, rolls back onto Anaya Kennedy on her own side, so service error for the Cardinals out of the timeout. Make it 15-7, Cardinals still up.
Angel Baylor coming into the game for Eastern Michigan. I think she's a player with a tremendous ceiling. See if she can change the game here.
Kylie Doctor will serve. Eagles, she serves it high to Carson Tyler. Lindsey Green setting it to the middle. Gwen Kroll flying out of bounds. Looked like the Eagles were going to knock it over, but unable to do so. Just a scramble on the other side of the net. So Gwen Kroll gets credit for the kill.
It was an interesting serve there from Doctor, sort of a high looping ball that was all too easy for the Cardinals. They were very comfortable and no problem setting up the attack. 9-point lead now.
In comes the dangerous server, Megan Wolanski. 16-7, she serves it. Set from Stayer. Now Mailer off the net, rolling all the way to the other side of the court, near the other end of the 10-foot line. It's a kill for Taylor Mailer.
Yeah, that skirted along the net tape for about 5 feet there, then rolled off and just found the white hardwood.
Hannah Blaney serves, her team down 8-16. Set to Madison Buckley, the former Offensive Player of the Week. Stepped in the middle of the court. Or maybe it was one of the Eastern Michigan Eagles who did so, because they give the point to Ball State, and Katie Eganoff heads back to serve. Here is the serve from Eganoff. It's a lighter one, handled by Blaney. Now set from Stayer to Mailer. Ledbetter had to try and dive to pancake that one. Not able to react in time, so point going to the Eagles. Make that 17-9.
And I think they're a nice little tip to find the floor. More offensive creativity for the Eagles, I think, is the answer to their struggles right now. Just changing up the angles, changing up the shot selection. Nice shot there to get back on serve.
Taylor Smith with a nice shot on the serve. Now Buckley tips it over, finding an empty spot on the court, but somehow the Eagles able to get there in time. Now Ledbetter goes to Wolanski, backs it again to Buckley, this time off the antenna and back into the face of the Cardinals. Eastern Michigan makes it 10 points for them.
Buckley will want that one back. She had caught Eastern Michigan out of sync on defense and just missed the ball there. Hits the candy cane. Back on serve for the Eagles.
There's definitely some room to work there as Ledbetter sets it back up. This time Carson Tyler goes towards the middle of the court. couple of Eagles scrambled to get to it, but it was off the arm of Anna Guard and went towards the press row on the far side of the court. Called a point for Ball State, 18-10, Cardinals leading.
Carson Tyler has such impressive composure for a freshman. Recognizes the double, doesn't swing as hard as she can. Nice little tip to find the point for the Cardinals.
The very quick pace of play continues as Josie Bloom serves. Back row set from Blaney to Doctor, who's blocked up front quickly by Ende Smith, and no shot again. Ende Smith doing what she's done all season long. Another block.
Yeah, just too efficient right now, and there's a clear better team out on the court right now. Ball State firing on all cylinders here early.
92 blocks for Ende Smith coming into tonight. Now Doctor on the other side sets it up. It was Guard trying to go for the kill, but in there again is Ende Smith and Madison Buckley. Yet another block. 20-10, Cardinals in the lead.
Anna Guard is absolutely stifled right now at the net by Madison Buckley. I believe that's her third kill of the set. Just a ridiculous performance here to start this match.
Guard had 8 kills yesterday, been a bit quieter today. Here comes the set. It was Madison Buckley who got up there before it could even get down, reached up and got the job done. Business finished. No timeouts left. The whistle is for a substitution, so we'll play on as Josie Bloom stands at the service line.
Way too easy on that last one for Madison Buckley. She's going to win that point 1,000 times out of 1,000.
Bloom again. Plenty of serve reps for her tonight. The set, same exact thing happens. Madison Buckley waiting for the ball to come to her side, and it came right into her grasp, and it resulted in a very, very good kill.
Deja vu there for Eastern Michigan. Same exact point. Madison Buckley picks up an easy kill, and serve return a nightmare right now for the Eagles.
Bloom gets another service rep in. Walker has to pass backwards before it goes to Eganoff on the other side. Quick set to Ende Smith. Doctor reacts in time. Blaney has to go for it. Now tipped over by the Eagles. Back to Carson Tyler. Tried to go around the block, but found the net. Right back down to the Cardinals side of the court. 22-11, Eagles down, but get a point.
Tyler was in an uncomfortable spot there. Didn't go forward with all of her momentum, and when that happens, it'll find the net more often than not.
Eagles were ready on defense that time as well. Here's the serve. Eganoff handles it. Back to Tyler again. This time finds redemption on a line shot and a kill. The ball shoots into the stands. 23-11, nearing set point.
That is such a great example of trust in the freshman who just made an attacking error. Go right back to her, trust her to get the next rep correct, and she does. She punches it down the line. There's been no answer for her in the first set either.
Lindsey Green serving for the Cardinals. It's a bit far, but it's played by Hannah Blaney. Now Doctor, line shot too far, about 2 feet out of bounds near the back line of the court. So it's going to be set point in Worthen Arena, 24-11 in set number 1.
This has been a very fast set as the fans come to their feet. Ball State rolling right now.
Serve coming. It's handled. Set up. Welker had to go for Lindsey Green diving. The Eagles stay in the first set. Still down 24-12, but a kill for the Eagles.
Yeah, and like I said, just building momentum for the second set. What's important right now for the Eagles is Ball State looks to get this first set wrapped up.
Welker serves. Needs to stay alive. Here's the set from Green. To the middle to Anaya Kennedy. Able to be kept up. Tapped over too far. Out of the reach of Sophie Ledbetter. Another point for the Eagles, 24-13.
Yeah, Kennedy didn't get all of that one, and that'll be disappointing for her. She was right in the middle and had a couple places to put that ball. Didn't get all of it. Eastern Michigan stays alive again.
Welker needs to go on a streak to stay in it, but she hits the net, and that's going to do it for set number 1. The service error from Hattie Welker results in a 25-13 set 1 victory for the Ball State Cardinals, coming off a sweep last night in Worthen Arena against this very team. This is SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. We will take a quick break in the intermission of this set, but we'll be back to talk more about some Mid-American Conference volleyball action in just a couple of minutes. Stick around for set number 2 on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
For the best stories, access, and coverage of Ball State sports, follow SportsLink on social media platforms Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. Search @BSU SportsLink.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Your home for live Ball State sports, streaming right in your timeline.
This is Sports Link Digital.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
SportsLink is the official production partner of Ball State Athletics.
All the chirp you can handle.
Whether you're getting ready for the big game or getting ready for the workday, you always want to start with confidence. Cintas has the essential products and services to help businesses provide a clean, safe environment for their employees and customers. With routine restocking of essential cleaning, hygiene, and safety supplies, on-site cleaning, professional uniform laundering, and testing and inspection of fire equipment and systems. Give everyone the confidence they need to start their day. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
From the bell tower to your smartphone, anywhere in the world.
Never miss Ball State sports with SportsLink Digital.
Well, Halloween weekend has treated the Ball State Cardinals very nicely. Last night, we saw Ball State and Eastern Michigan this very matchup. That matchup happened last night. Ball State came out with the sweep. Now still have a chance to repeat history. After set number one, they have defeated the Eastern Michigan Eagles 25-13. Statistically, very much have the advantage. I'm Tyler Klimes, joined by Daniel Sullivan for today's broadcast. Daniel, what stats stand out to you tonight for both sides?
Well, the numbers don't lie. They never do, and hitting percentage is a big one. Ball State hitting at .320 right now, which is a ridiculous clip. That's about 6 decimal points above their already conference-leading mark of .258, and for Eastern Michigan, attack errors is a huge one. 9 attack errors in that first set, and that's just brutal. That is way too high, and the body language difference right now between these two teams is incredible. Ball State loose, dancing around, lots of high fives. Eastern Michigan very serious. They locked arms in that timeout and had another huddle, and the look on Kevin Foeman's face is not a frustrated one, but not a happy one by any stretch of the means. He is trying to figure out a solution quickly, and again, you have to get off to a hot start here if you're Eastern Michigan. You have to establish a good hitting percentage in this set. Otherwise, the momentum is only going to continue to go the Cardinals' way. And right now, it's all Cardinals. All 4 sets this weekend picked up by the Cardinals. Eastern Michigan has not gotten to 20 once.
It has been all Cardinals. You talked about Kevin Foeman, the head coach for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. He's no stranger to a rebuild of a team. Last year, his team struggled, able to get them a solid record this season, still 7th in the conference, still trying to make a postseason run. Has brought in a lot of players from his former college, Ashland University. A couple of players, but the assistant coach as well, Sophie Don, played for Coach Foeman at Ashland from 2018 to 2022. So a lot of familiar faces trying to build that culture. New player enters, Sarabi Serini Vossen serves for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Set out to Eganoff. Put up by Lewanski, goes back to Eganoff, tipped up by Doctor. Now to Stayer. And swatted over by Hattie Welker. First point of the second set goes to Hattie Welker and the Eagles.
We mentioned it with Carson Tyler, but again, a freshman with veteran touch there. Hattie Welker reads the play perfectly. Tip finds the ground, and Eagles get off to an early lead.
Serini Vossen played 1 set last night. It was the 3rd set. Now into the 2nd set, she serves. Carson Tyler, a really strong kill. Chased by a couple Eagles, but it's too far onto the other side of the court. 1-1, Cardinals tied up.
There's no tactics about that. That is pure power from Carson Tyler, swinging her arm and the ball flying down on the Eagles side. Again, nothing they can do.
Not much at all. As it's Megan Wolanski to serve for the Cardinals. She does so to Serini Vossen. Set up from Stayer. Blocked. Gwen Kroll up front. That's a tough person to block. Hattie Welker was denied, and 2-1 Cardinals.
Yeah, blocking Hattie Welker, especially from that angle, very difficult. Just in the middle there, and great read from Kroll.
So Wolanski will serve once more. Sends it low. A line drive serve. Now to Doctor. Crosses. Carson Tyler able to keep it up. Eganoff again. It's been busy this set. Blocked. Hattie Welker. Looked like it was a solo block for Welker. We've seen a lot of those. She had 6 blocks last night. Trying to get back to that tally again.
Yeah, and the Eagles firing themselves up after that block. They are not going down without a fight, at least not so far in this set.
So Welker, after the block, goes back to serve. Eganoff plays it. Now set far side to Buckley. Another block. It's not Welker this time. It's Stayer, the do-it-all. She can set, she can kill, and she can block. A really impressive player for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Kind of a Swiss Army knife player.
And this is the identity of their team, blocking. That's what's helped them so much this season. 4th in the country, and now they have the lead.
Welker serves again. Back set to Eganoff, tips it over. Baylark ready for that one. Had to go up and get that one. She hit it too far out of bounds, tying it up at 3.
That is one of the most creative attempts I've ever seen. Baylark going skyward there and picking the ball off at the arc, the top of its arc, trying to go for a creative play. I like it, but doesn't pan out.
Serve too high. Tough for the Eagles to handle. Serini Vossen somehow gets it back over to keep the point alive, but Buckley finds some open space. Did it hit the line? They're going to say it went out of bounds. So somehow the Eastern Michigan Eagles able to scrap a point out of that one after the kill attempt went too far from Madison Buckley.
And if you're Kevin Foman, that's the effort you love to see. Bad serve return, you get it back, and then once you get the ball back over, you recover and win the point.
Serini Vossen saved that one. Now Wolanski sets to the middle. Kroll. Easy play on the defensive side. Back to Doctor. Off the tip. Goes out of bounds. Off the hands of Buckley. Eagles take the lead in set number 2. They're up 5-3.
Kroll had a nice look there, but did not get all of the ball by any means. Sort of sputtered over. Essentially a free ball, and then Eastern Michigan does a nice job of getting Doctor involved on the left side.
Stayer serves into the net. 4-3. A quick service error for the Eagles. Keeps the Cardinals in it.
And again, that's just a huge momentum killer. Now, getting back on serve is Josie Bloom, who had a long reign serving in the first set. Actually had to get out of reach for the Cardinals, and she's back on serve now.
Make that 2 service aces on the night for Josie Bloom. Went at the feet of Kylie Doctor. Impressive serves from Josie Bloom. That's why she's out there doing it.
Made me look good there talking about the serving. Very, very good placement on that serve from Bloom.
This match tied at 5-5 in set number 2. Doctor sets it for the Eagles. Diving play from Stayer to keep it alive, and Carson Tyler just picks off the rest of the point. Had to just go up and tip it right back down to the floor as no one was in front of her. 6-5, Cardinals back in the lead.
There is wicked spin on this Bloom serve that the Eagles cannot handle right now. That is ridiculous from Bloom.
Bloom does it again. This time it is handled by Serini Vossen. Haley Mailer went up, but blocked by Ayende Smith. Continuing to dominate up front is Smith. 7-5 Cardinals.
And Eastern Michigan did not get close to the net there on that kill attempt. Ball State puts 2 blockers in the middle. That's textbook, but it's also very easy for the Cardinals as they clean that up.
Bloom again to Serini Vossen, tipped over. Somehow Ayende Smith keeps it alive. Stayer setting to Doctor. Blocked Ayende Smith this time into the net. Eagles get the point, make it 7-6. They're down 1.
There's a clear effort right now to get Doctor involved in this game. Like I mentioned, wasn't a big presence last night. The transfer from North Carolina A&T, who had 238 kills last season, she's on pace to pass that this season. Back on serve now.
One of 10 transfers on this team. Serve comes. Carson Tyler goes up off the hands of Angel Baylark and down to the ground. Another kill for Carson Tyler early in set 2.
Baylark just rotating over there a little bit late, and that'll make the difference in that point. Cardinals have sort of evened things out, and now if you're the Eagles, you can't let the energy you had at the start of the set drop by any means.
Lindsey Green, welcome back into the game with the serve. Stayer sets to Mailer. Off the top of the net, Carson Tyler did not get a piece of it, so they're going to say it's off the net and out of bounds in favor of the Cardinals. They make it 9-6.
And there, the Eagles coaching staff asking Maddie Stayer if she wanted to challenge that. She said no.
Good communication on the side of Eastern Michigan. Good communication for the Cardinals to pop it over. It was Anaya Kennedy getting it back. Baylark went up to get it. Kennedy has to pop it over again. Set from Stayer, back to Mailer. Hit off the right hand of Carson Tyler and found the hardwood. Make it 9-7. The Eagles slowly making their way back into it.
Ball State just caught a little bit out of rotation there. Eastern Michigan does a nice job of recognizing that and making them pay. Staying in the set here at 9-7.
And a Blaney sails this one out of bounds. Not much of a decision for the Cardinals. Saw that one was going out of bounds. Let it go overhead. It's a service error. Cardinals get the point. They're up 10-7.
That's an easy one for the Cardinals to ignore. And again, I know I'm harping on it, but the service errors are just killers for the Eagles right now.
Really has been. Star freshman Carson Tyler serves. Set a bit too far. Just had to be played weirdly by Struck, but able to make it work as the Cardinals not able to react in time defensively. 10-8, and in comes Lauren Welch to serve.
That was a great adjustment from Struck there. Turned in midair, faced her hand the other way to change the spin of the ball, and it wins a point for the Eagles.
So Welch does serve. Ledbetter steps in front. Allende Smith in the middle with another kill. Every time I say her name, it usually ends with a point for the Cardinals. 11-8, Cardinals in the lead.
Allende Smith specifically this weekend playing very quickly, taking the ball out of the air quickly. It's working for her. She had a great game last night and on her way to another good day as she gets on serve.
Smith to serve, goes to Doctor, now set up to Blaney. Welker had to react. It was on the wrong side of her body. Was hoping she'd get it on the right hand. It ended up on the left and just had to do all she could to hit it, but it went into the net. 12-8, Cardinals in the lead.
I don't think that pass was where she wanted it, and again, the Eagles caught out of sync, not even getting the ball back over on serve return.
Allende Smith very in sync. She serves. What a play by Maddie Stayer, going up, making it seem like she was going to block, and then swiping it over, tricking the Cardinals and making it their 9th point of the set, number 2.
Very clever there, especially with the non-dominant hand, but she saw the space open to her right, trusted her gut, and picked correctly.
It's Sarabi Srinivasan in again to serve. And into the net, just off the top of the net, and down 13-9. Cardinals take another point off the service error.
Ball State slowly expanding this lead now up to 13-9, and got to think about a timeout soon here if you're Kevin Foman.
Last set they used both their timeouts early. Has not been the case this time. Megan Wolanski will serve for the Cardinals. Another line drive. Played up. Now Doctor has a chance at it. Blocked by Buckley back to the Eastern Michigan side. Doctor goes for it again. This time she does what she wanted to do, right in between the block, and a kill.
Doctor splits the double there, and Wolanski was in a good position for the dig, but it came too fast, and she ends up kind of just catching the ball. That's a lot of power from Doctor on the left side as she puts Eastern Michigan just down 3 now.
Welker serves. There was a long serve, but played by the Cardinals. Hard hit coming. It's Kendall Barnes who entered the match just recently and making her presence known with the kill. 14-10, Cardinals in the lead.
Haven't seen much of Kendall Barnes this weekend, but that's a very clever shot again to go cross court, sort of hitting with the outside of her hand. Good spot. Cardinals back up 4.
Kendall Barnes had 3 kills, tied a season high of 50 clip just off those 3 kills. Sarabi Srinivasan plays it defensively for Eastern Michigan. Doctor again has been busy. Baylark's passed into the net, hit it over her head, but not far enough to go to the other side. Cardinals pick up another point, 15-10, and that is the media timeout in Worthen Arena. We'll take the timeout with them, take a brief break here from SportsLink Digital Radio. Stick around for the second half of set number 2, where the Cardinals are up 15-10. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
So just how big is the Mammoth Pizza at Mancino's? How about a big 24-inch round pizza loaded with all of your favorite toppings? Made to order just for you when you call 287-1300. The perfect size for the big game, the next game, or any event that demands not only the best, but the biggest pizza you can order. And Mancino's is ready anytime. Call Wait 10 to 15 minutes, then head to Mancino's for pickup. Man, is it good. When a large pizza isn't enough, you need at least one mammoth from Mancino's.
Pepsi Zero Sugar has a new, better flavor. A Zero Sugar Cola has never tasted this good. But we don't expect you to take our word for it, so we're putting it to the test. Starting with me. My mouth is watering already, so I think we can skip the drum roll and get right to the main event. Cue the fireworks. We have an official best Zero Sugar ever. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it's so good you'll need to try it for yourself. Trust me. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Zero never tasted so good. That's what I like.
Standards. High standards. That's what sets teams apart. It's also what sets us apart at Pridemark Construction. We're not alone in holding our standards high. Ball State University is among those who do. That's why we're proud to sponsor the Ball State Athlete of the Week. High standards in everyday performance is everything in sport, as well as business. Join us in our pursuit of excellence. Join Pridemark Construction for your next building project and in our support of Ball State University's Athlete of the Week.
From trivia night at Brothers and tater tots at Roots.
Never miss a Ball State game with SportsLink Digital.
We'll bring you right back into this one. Serves away already. Quick movement in Worthen Arena. Ball State on the other side. Played up by the Eagles. Now Doctor again. Too high, out of bounds. Was not tipped. So the Cardinals will get the first point out of the timeout. 16-10. Cardinals lead. Set number 2. Welcome back to SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie.
Crucial moments here for Eastern Michigan. Down 6 now and starting to find their way iced out of set 2. They need to come back with a run right now.
Doctor again, blocked Madison Buckley. No doubt she was going to get up and block that one. Adding to her total tonight, she's had a couple blocks. 17-10, Cardinals up.
Doctor jumped late. Madison Buckley timed her jump perfectly, and that tells the story. Cardinals up 7 now.
4 blocks for Madison Buckley tonight in total. Serve goes to Welch. Doctor again, this time tips. Buckley able to react in time. Carson Tyler in the middle of the court. No one in the area. Sideswiped the ball with a lot of power. What a kill from Carson Tyler.
I think Carson Tyler is the most confident player on the floor at all times. No hesitation to go up there, get that ball out of the air, and smash it into the back right corner as we have an Eastern Michigan timeout.
There was really not a lot of Eagles in the area, but all the less, really impressive the way she was able to contort her body and turn and find the open area of the court. Carson Tyler can really do it all, but a timeout called quickly out of the media break by head coach Kevin Foman for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Just not seem to find anything. Whatever they talked about last night, just not exactly working today. The Cardinals have continued to do exactly what they did last night, and not sure exactly what the issue is. Maybe you can find the solution.
I really haven't seen too many adjustments from last night to tonight. Doesn't look like they've changed up any of their attacking strategies, and obviously you can't really adjust serve return. It has to be better, but they seem less and less confident in that aspect of play. As this tells the story, the picture out on the court right now. Ball State broke their timeout with 30 seconds still left on the clock. They are out on the court dancing. Girls Run the World is playing, and the bench is loving it. Eastern Michigan getting a harsh verbal lesson from Kevin Foman right now in their huddle as they come back out onto the court. But it is all about confidence, and right now that is all residing with the team in white.
It really is. The Ball State Cardinals exuding that confidence. I love the point that you bring up about them heading out of the huddle early, saying, hey, we're doing exactly what we need to do. Well, I don't have much to say. Probably what Coach Kelly Miller-Phillips was telling her team, and yeah, there's not much to say. They're doing pretty much everything right, up 18-10 late in the second set.
And Phillips knows no need to overmanage when things are going right like this. Let them keep their flow.
Katie Eganoff after the timeout serves to Sereni Vossen. Set from Stayer to the middle. It's Bonnie who entered the game who went for it. Now Madison Buckley goes cross court into a couple of fans on the sideline. Madison Buckley, after getting a block before the timeout, comes right out and gets a kill.
It seems like nobody is able to jump with Madison Buckley, as this is an oddity. We played 1 point, and Kevin Foman has taken another timeout. Obvious frustration on the Eagles side as he's now screaming at them in the huddle.
Yeah, something that he must have said, this is what we have to go out and do. He clearly saw we did not just do that. A quick message from Foman to his team, now letting the players talk it all out themselves. Something that we've talked about a lot, letting the players discuss it.
I really like this. Like you said, Foman gave them a quick message, left the huddle, now talking to his assistant coaches. It's a player-only huddle because your program is built by your players and the culture that they have together, and this weekend has not gone the way they envisioned, and they're in huge trouble here in Worthen Arena on the verge of being swept. Kevin Foman wants his team to know that the only people they have to rely on the road like this are themselves, are the other people in that huddle. And right now, you have a veteran speaking in that huddle, just trying to get them back on the same page as, again, Ball State breaks the huddle early. You have Megan Wolanski out there participating in the YMCA along with the fans out here in Worthen Arena who are being treated to a real volleyball clinic right now by the Cardinals. Cardinals have given them everything they could have asked for with the price of admission and more on this Halloween weekend.
Definitely important to note that the Cardinals came out of the huddle early for the second time in a row. Up 19-10. Ball State's Katie Eganoff getting ready to serve as there goes the buzzer. Just 6 points away from taking set number 2.
Important to note the Cardinals have won the last 6 points. There could not be any more momentum on their shoulders.
Let's see what Eganoff can do. Can she continue the streak? Serve goes to Serini Vossen. Up high. Could be a service. Ace, and it is. What a play. What a serve from Katie Eganoff. Putting it right where Serini Vossen could not react in time. Make it 20 for the Cards.
Hannah Blaney, the Rhode Island transfer there, ran all the way back to the back gate. Couldn't dig the ball up. Big serve. 7 points in a row.
Strong effort, but not in time. Angel Baylark has to tip it up for Eastern Michigan. Ledbetter passes backwards to Carson Tyler cross court. Was not tipped, goes out of bounds, and that's the much-needed point that Eastern Michigan needed.
And their bench trying to get some energy, trying to get themselves back into it right now. We're talking about it like the match is about to end. We still have another set to play that'll start at 0-0. And I think it's important that the Eagles, again, build momentum to that next set. They're going to have to start that next set strong.
Going to need a lot of that energy as Stayer serves. Set from Wolanski to Carson Tyler. Played up by Blaney. Now Mailer right in the middle of the court. The energy continues for the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Another point, making it 20-12.
Big to just stop the run there and get yourself back on serve, but Cardinals still look pretty confident, should be able to close out this match in the next couple of minutes.
Stayer serves again. Buckley with the kill. Over the arms of Serini Vossen and down onto the court. Cardinals take back the point, 21-12.
Serini Vossen there didn't deal with Buckley's kill attempt like she wanted to, just kind of let it go through her hands. It was a little deeper than I think she thought, and again, for Buckley, all is right in the world. She's having a fantastic day today.
Josie Bloom putting in the work at the service line today. Again, going to Serini Vossen. Baylark on a moving play. Went for that one and gets a kill. Angel Baylark, who has had some struggles early on in the match with one of the most impressive plays we've seen on the Eagles side.
Again, I think the Eagles need to go to more creative offensive looks, and I love that right there. Letting Baylark show off her vertical, elevate, and go down the line.
Shifty move from Baylark as we get back underway. Cam Wise enters this game at the middle position, not able to get there. Back to Buckley for the Cardinals. Plenty of open area on the court, and Buckley finds it. It's a kill for Madison Buckley.
Buckley's placement is unreal. That ball is in a perfect spot. That is just years of precision training. Lands right before the line. No Eagles in anywhere close to that ball, and lead back up to 9.
Buckley heads to the bench, and Lindsey Green serves for the Cards. Goes to Doctor, now Taylor Mailer. Tips over the block. Carson Tyler able to get there, but kind of confused the back row of the defense as Anaya Kennedy could not reach for it. Ball goes down. It's 22-14 after the Eastern Michigan point.
And that's unfortunate because Sophie Ledbetter read that tip perfectly, and she was about to set up a possession, but Carson Tyler thought she needed to get a hand on it. Just a miscommunication. Lead still at 8.
Low serve from Blaney, blocked by Mailer. Now Blaney goes back to the middle, and it's Welker finding the back of the court. Eagles, after that second timeout, starting to build that momentum and that energy that we talked about.
And they need to go to Welker more in the middle of the court. She has so many places she can put that ball, puts it in a great spot on the back right side.
Welker been quieter than expected, nearly a service ace for the Eagles, but Ledbetter able to hit it over the net. Blaney has to go down and get it. Welker again, this time puts it too far, going out of bounds. 23-15, Cardinals 2 points away from taking set number 2.
Don't hate the idea there, but a costly attack error, and one she'll want back. She elevated correctly, just mistimed the hit, and now back on serve is Carson Tyler.
So here is Tyler's serve. Set up to the middle. Welker had to go up and get that one. May have called it a lift as it was too far behind her, but no, we're going to say one of the Cardinals in the net. So Eagles still down 7 points, but really building some confidence that they need.
Yeah, and difficult to see what was wrong with that one. But again, Cardinals have built themselves a nice lead here towards the end of set 2. Should still be able to close this one out with no worries. No challenge from the Cardinals.
Nothing there as Taylor Smith serves for the Eagles. Green has to go chase that one down, and Nia Kennedy does everything she can to avert a service ace on her side. And Bonnie with the kill. The open area was the middle of the court, and Kendall Bonnie took advantage of it.
Kennedy hesitated there because she wanted to be around for the third hit of the possession, and Wise was forced to make a impossible effort. They get the ball back over, but Eastern Michigan converts.
Set back to Nia Kennedy, and no surprise there. Nia Kennedy with the kill. It's set point in set number 2, and the home team, Ball State Cardinals, in the lead by 7, 24-17.
Eastern Michigan is sick of hearing this song. Ball State on the verge of closing out their 5th set in a row.
Can they do it? Let's find out. Megan Wolanski, the dangerous server. This time puts it high. Blaney has to play it. Moving attempt from Welker. It's blocked. Put back onto the Cardinals side. So Eagles stay alive in set number 2. The music plays once more, 24-18.
6 set points remaining here for the Cardinals, and all sorts of ways they can win this point if they can get a good serve return.
Serini Vassen serving for the Eagles. Needs this one, able to get it done over the net. Too far on the pass from Carson Tyler in the back row. 24-19 off an easy kill attempt up front from Hattie Welker.
Yeah, Welker will collect that one and add it to her stats today. Nothing difficult about that. Ball pops up in her wheelhouse. She smacks it down. Now 5 set points remaining.
Serini Vassen's team down 6. Goes back to Carson Tyler again. Here's the set. Back to Nia Kennedy. To finish the set, she does it. Finds the back corner of the court. And that's a set 2 victory for the Ball State Cardinals. They win it 25-19. Just 1 set remaining. Potentially, if the Cardinals can win it, they will come out of the weekend with a 6-set streak in a row against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. Currently have 5 out of those 6, but will they be able to do that? We'll find out in just a couple of minutes. We have the extended break after the 2nd set, but we'll be back to break down what we've seen so far in just a bit. You're listening to SportsLink Digital Radio presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Stick around to find out if the Cards can get the job done in the set 3.
American Pest Pros is the official pest control partner of Ball State Athletics. We protect your home or business and guarantee year-round protection from insects and pests. Ask about our Ball State special, available to all Cardinal fans. Our pest control program is the safest and most effective in the industry. Even if you tried a different service and it didn't work, we'll fix your problem, guaranteed, or your money back. Visit AmericanPestPros.com. That's AmericanPestPros.com. And don't forget to ask about our Ball State special.
Ball State fans, who needs batteries? Your locally owned Battery Masters have batteries for cars, boats, golf carts, cell phones, watches, key fobs, Papergo toys for kids, and more. Bring your rechargeable batteries back to life for drills, shavers, dustbusters, and more. All Ball State fans receive a free battery checkup. Just mention Charlie Cardinal. Battery Masters is conveniently located on the corner of Walnut and Centennial, next to Mini Trista. Check us out online at batterymasters.com. Go Cards!
The best stories in Ball State sports, plus live broadcasts, right in your timeline.
Follow us at BSU SportsLink.
We talked about it going into the break. Ball State Cardinals have taken 5 sets in a row this season against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. One more set will result in a weekend sweep for the home team, Ball State Cardinals. Huge implications in this match. The Eastern Michigan Eagles down by 2 sets, and this is one that they may need if they want to make the postseason.
They absolutely need this one. We talked about the max standings pregame, but I want to talk about the body language of this Ball State Cardinals team. Right now, they could not look looser. After that Nia Kennedy kill, her and Madison Buckley were making the walkovers. The team switched benches, and they were dancing, they were laughing. All is right in the world, and college sports so often is about who plays their best ball when it matters. And right now, the Cardinals on this winning streak, on this set streak that only grows more incredible. I had it wrong pregame. This is now 15 sets in a row for the Cardinals. And this is exactly when you want to do it. If you do this earlier in the season, maybe you're worried about peaking, but right now, in the games where it matters, Ball State is playing their best ball of the season, and a nice little reception here as volleyball alumni come back and current players smiling, waving at players that they may have played with or that they know. And Eastern Michigan, as soon as Anaya Kennedy finished off the second set, straight back up the tunnel and into the locker room, and can't imagine the mood there is anything similar to Ball State's right now.
Eastern Michigan swept twice last year when Ball State traveled on the road to do so. This could potentially be the 5th sweep in a row for the Ball State Cardinals against the Eagles. They have taken control of the series.
And I think that only becomes more frustrating because it's the same team out there. You're not just losing 2 matches in a weekend. It's to the same team. You just can't figure them out. And right now, they've got to come out of the tunnel. They've lost the first 5 sets this weekend, and they've got to find a way to pull off what would be an incredible comeback. And again, I just don't see it in the cards. Obviously, I got to be careful about any sort of announcer's jinx, but right now, this Cardinals team looks too good, too hot. And again, their timeouts are so short because they don't need to change anything. Right now, Phillips knows that there's nothing she can say to her team to make things better. They are playing with themselves. They don't need any guidance right now. And Eastern Michigan comes back out of the tunnel as we are looking to get underway here in set 3. And it's been just fascinating to watch this season change for the Cardinals. I mentioned it in the pregame show. I mentioned it last night as well, but sitting at 3-4 in the MAC on one of these weekend series, Bowling Green State came in here and beat the Cardinals twice. The last match of that weekend series, just a sweep where the Cardinals were never in the match. And these players stayed on the court for a long time after that match. They held sort of players-only meetings amongst themselves and obviously talking about this is not what they are used to. This is not what was expected of them this season, but they have turned it around completely.
Whatever they said, it has worked this weekend. Trying to get their 6th win in a row. And you said it best. Playing their best volleyball when it matters. As we enter the November month, it's the month of the MAC tournament. It's the time where you want to be at your best ball. The Ball State Cardinals doing just that.
And Ball State this weekend, we came in, we were talking about them being on the bubble for the MAC tournament. If they can finish this off today, they start breathing easier on the bubble, and they start talking about seeding for the MAC tournament.
One more set to go before we can start talking more about that. Wolanski serves us off. Set to the middle, it's Baylark starting the set off strong for the Eagles. She runs to the bench in excitement. First kill today is a strong one from Baylark.
Baylark is so fun to watch. She just kind of moves differently from everybody else out there. Big kill, big energy from Eastern Michigan to start the set.
Serve coming from Blaney. Set from Wolanski goes to Buckley. Diving play by Doctor to keep it alive. So that was another play in the back row, but Doctor up on the block. Buckley hits it behind her head. Now Doctor on a cross-court attempt. Ledbetter dug deep to get that one defensively back to Buckley. Off the block, Hattie Welker and company up front. Huge block. They're up 2-0 early in set 3, so it's not over yet.
And that's the best point of the weekend so far. A long rally. Eastern Michigan's bench with every single dig screaming, and at the end there they exploded. 2-0.
Make it 3-0 off a service ace. Hannah Blaney fighting to get her team back in it, and that'll help. 3-0 early in set 3.
Well, we said it. This one's not over. This Eastern Michigan team is built to fight, and they're fighting back here in set 3.
Not able to fight the likes of the net as the ball goes into the net for a service error. So after the ace, we see an error on the side of the Eagles.
Big chance here on serve for the Cardinals. That's where they've been so good today. That's where they've made their money.
It's Eganoff. Serving this one, another service ace. The Cardinals adding on to the tally.
And
wonderful play.
Like I said, that's been the story of today. That is absolutely what has been generating the offense for them. And 2-3 now. If you're able to stop Eastern Michigan's early start, that's going to kill their momentum.
5 service aces for the Cardinals tonight. Off the head of Gwen Kroll, almost hits the scoreboard. Wolanski sets far side to Carson Tyler. The small tap of the ball is enough to get the point. Ball State ties it up at 3.
I am such a huge Carson Tyler fan. She does that play again, just tipping it over the double, and there's nobody home for the Eagles. Tie ball game. Big smile on her face. She knows that was clever.
Smart play from Tyler, knowing the block could be too strong to go right into, just decides to go around it. Baylark goes around the block this time on a cross-court attempt. Back to Carson Tyler, tipped up. Set coming from the Eagles off the hands of Carson Tyler, going out of bounds. Eastern Michigan takes the lead again, 4-3 off a kill.
Big hitting there from the Eagles. Ledbetter did well to dig the first one out. Second one comes down the line. It was tipped by the block, and Ledbetter not in the right spot to dig that one off the ground. Big point for the Eagles.
A couple of rotation players coming in for Eastern Michigan. One of those players being Bonnie, the other one being Taylor Smith, who serves. A low play by Eganoff. Another block up front. The Eagles finally starting to do what we've seen them do in recent matches, and they're led by Hattie Welker, who got up and blocked it.
Welker, a solo block there, and Buckley was too far back and jumped too late. Welker takes advantage.
Another low serve played by Eganoff. Tyler into the block. Blocked up. Kroll tried to get there again, but Eastern Michigan now up 3, their biggest lead of the match tonight, 6-3 in the third set.
Tyler wished she put that one higher. Not a hard block for the front line of Eastern Michigan. They're doubling up the Cardinals 6-3.
Ledbetter on a tough serve receive. It'll go back to Tyler again. Cross court played in the back row by the Eagles. Welker blocked by Kroll this time. Cardinals down 2, 4-6 is the score.
And Eastern Michigan, to be fair, in the second set, came out firing. They got up to a 5-3 lead, and then Ball State took over with Josie Bloom, who's been the best server on the court today, coming back into the ball game. That's what the Cardinals are going to look to do, the exact same thing as they did in set 2.
So Bloom does serve. Sets middle. That was Bonnie before they go into rotation. Tyler tried to push it down the line. Too straight, and the ball goes out of bounds. The Eagles back up 3. It's 7-4.
Again, I think that was the right idea from Tyler there. Just missed the execution of it. Give serve back to the Eagles.
Tyler Doctor serving for team up 3. Ian Smith enters the game once again. Set from Blaney backwards. And it goes down, blocked up front. A couple Cardinals up there got in the way of Sifke, who entered the game. She's had some production last night. We've just finally called her name for one of the first times tonight.
And the Eagles had been setting away from Buckley for a good reason. They go back to it there, but are reminded of why it wasn't working in the first couple of sets. Big block for Buckley.
Lindsey Green back in, serving. Sifke again rolls it over the net. Set by Green to Carson Tyler. Line shot again. Nearly gets it to work. Now Sifke has to free ball it over. Free balls it out of bounds. Too far. Not what the Eagles want to see. A 5th point. Make it 6 for the Cardinals. In set 3, down 1.
And Kevin Foman sat down in frustration there because you don't want to miss a free ball. They're free for a reason.
Not that time as Taylor Smith has to chase it down. Another free ball over the net. Lindsey Green back sets to Anaya Kennedy. In the middle of the court, Bonnie had to trace it, hit it up into the face of one of her teammates, and make that tied at 7 in Worthen Arena.
Kennedy does such a nice job of adjusting mid-air there. She wasn't where she wanted to be, had to change up the offensive idea, finds a great spot to confuse the Eagles and tie the game.
Green, another good serve. Line shot into Sophie Ledbetter, who's able to play it somehow. Carson Tyler just has to pass it behind her head over the net. Set goes to Sifke, cross shot, Ledbetter again making a strong play. Tyler over the block, was not tipped, goes out of bounds, and despite the tough play by Ledbetter, her team will not receive the point, or I am lying to you as they will get the point. May have been something in the net.
Cardinals bench immediately signaled that that ball was tipped. Side referee agreed, and Cardinals take the lead.
So Cardinals up 8-7. Shot coming from the Eagles, but handled by Ball State. Tyler again, who's been busy in set number 3. Now hit over. Bonnie's trying to get some action. Tyler blocked by Bonnie. It's tooled out of bounds, though, so Cardinals pick up their 9th point of the set, 9-7.
And libero sometimes can be a thankless job, but I'm going to give Sophie Ledbetter her flowers on those last couple of points. Incredible effort to keep the ball alive for the Cardinals and her front line, finishing the job. Now a timeout from Eastern Michigan as the lead again has slipped away. Cardinals up 9-7.
We'll stick around and chat a little bit during this timeout just to kind of regroup, as these teams are doing. You talked about Sophie Ledbetter, who's been very impressive in this third set. From Indiana, from Fishers, Indiana, won back-to-back state championships with HSC High School in 2023 and 2024, so she's no stranger to winning, and this team has been no stranger to winning as well.
No, and it's such a good sign for your program when freshmen can come in and not just hold their own, but really be difference makers. Alongside Carson Tyler, they have stepped into the collegiate role, and it's obviously very, very different from high school. MAC is a very, very difficult conference, but full confidence from Phillips in both of those freshmen, and it's been rewarded so far this season. They've been a huge part of this winning streak, and like we said, Ledbetter making her presence felt in this third set. Now, if you're the Eagles, every set has sort of gone like this. Well, the first set, Cardinals took over immediately, but in the second set, you came out early, there was a lot of energy, and then the Cardinals weathered the storm, and they waited. They took a small lead, then they made it bigger, then they went on a run, and the Eagles never got any closer. I think this is a crucial moment coming out of this timeout, and I like the timeout from Kevin Foman, recognizing that the set's getting away, slowing things down. These next few points are very important.
As we're just about to get underway, we talked a little about the libero Sophie Ledbetter for the Cardinals. On the other side, Hannah Blaney is first in the MAC in total digs, but it's been a struggle for the back row. That needs to change. Let's see if they can. The serve from Lindsey Green comes for the Ball State Cardinals. Iande Smith got a piece of it, but not enough to get a block. Out of the timeout, the Eagles make it 8-9. They're down 1.
And in baseball, it's hard to deal with the changeup after you've been seeing a lot of fastballs there. Iande Smith was confused by the tip, just sort of went to the ground with it.
This ball sails into the net, so a service error right off that baseball analogy that you made. And
Welker there with her second service error of the day, and she heads up the tunnel, possibly going to get some treatment on something. Something looked off about that serve, and she checks herself out of the game.
We'll keep you updated on that. Back row attack comes from Dr. Carson Tyler, goes for it. Now to Kendall Barnes, who neared the middle of the court. I'm going to say it was a double hit, and the Cardinals are on the side of the Eagles. Some violation will be called, so the Cardinals up 11-8.
That's unfortunate because Kendall Barnes hit that ball in a perfect spot. Back right corner, that would have been the Cardinals' point either way.
Back set going to Bonnie. Ledbetter again. A wonderful dig, and Anaya Kennedy free balls it over the net, tipped by Baylark, and now Baylark goes for it. Blaney had to go and save that one. Now Lindsey Green setting middle to Iande Smith off the block of Baylark and down onto the hardwood. 12-8, Cardinals still in the lead.
Sophie Ledbetter again, that's just grit and making it happen. Keeps the point alive. Kennedy with a clever free ball. Didn't let the Eagles get any offense, and then putting it away, Ianda Smith. Team point there.
Ledbetter leads the team in digs this season with 271 coming into tonight. Some more as well as we've talked about. There's another one for Ledbetter. Lindsey Green sets back row to Carson Tyler. Tipped, and Baylark on the other side was ready for a block. 12-9 off the block from Baylark.
Baylark's vertical is absolutely ridiculous. I don't hate the tip there. I think it was the right play. Baylark stayed up in the air the whole time, still had her hand above the net to be able to just poke that ball onto the floor.
Great stuff from Baylark. Now Ledbetter has to go and save a pass from Barnes, going back to Barnes, who taps it over. Back set to Mailer. Cardinals have some time, and Anaya Kennedy has to keep it inside the antenna. She does. Back set from Mailer to Blaney, who just has to pop it over. Quick set back to Anaya Kennedy, and it's blocked. Ava Sifke up front, who had a career high 18 digs versus Ball State last year, adding a block. Also recorded 4 blocks last year against Ball State, another season high. She continues her momentum against Ball State. Stayer serves it out of bounds, service error, so that momentum ends quickly.
Would not be surprised if Eastern Michigan's entire next practice was dedicated to serve and serve return. They've lost so many points in those areas today.
And in a close set like this, those seem to matter all the more. Iande Smith pops this one high into the air. Now an attempt for Taylor Mailer in the back corner near the official. It's in bounds, and 13-11 is the score off the Eagles' point.
Iande Smith there with a looping serve, and Eastern Michigan's tried that a couple times. Ball State very comfortable and put those away, and Eastern Michigan does the same here, calmly converting that point.
We have a Sifke, who had the strong block just minutes ago, serves. Back set from Lindsey Green to Anaya Kennedy, who gets a kill. 14-11. One of the best kills we've seen tonight from the star sophomore Anaya Kennedy.
It's almost Kennedy's signature move to go back across her body and direct the ball cross court, which is genius because all the momentum naturally for Eastern Michigan swings to her side of the court. She goes back the other way. So successful catching people off guard when she hits her sweet spot. That's a big kill to get the Cardinals back on serve.
Kennedy, the 2023 MAC Freshman of the Year, showing why there. Played by the back row of Eastern Michigan. Now Wolanski, who's entered the game, has time to set to Kendall Barnes. Cross shot. Played up, somehow kept alive by Blaney, but eventually finds its way to the floor. 15-11 Cardinals, just 10 points away from a sweep this weekend.
That's good effort from the Eagles, but the set is starting to slip away from them. Cardinals with their largest lead now at 4. With Wolanski on serve as well, that's been significant so far today.
With 15 points, it's number 15, Megan Wolanski, to serve. Maddie Stayer sets up. Not the greatest set she's had, but somehow making it work as it got over the net, then back onto the Eastern Michigan side. So Ball State with another tally of 16.
They are not on the same page right now there. That was a clunky attempt at getting the ball over, and you end up serving up Ball State. The easiest block of the weekend so far. Leads up to 5.
So it's Wolanski again to serve. Switches straight across to Sifke. Now Doctor tried to get over the block, was not able to. So back on the Eastern Michigan side, Sifke from the back row tips it to Wolanski. Eastern Michigan celebrates a violation on the side of the Cardinals. So the Eagles will definitely take that one down 4 in set 3.
Cardinals weren't happy about that. No words from Megan Wolanski, but the veteran looking at the official, letting him know that she did not agree.
Blaney serving. A sliding play from Gwen Kroll results in a kill.
That's just beautiful volleyball. That ball finding the hardwood, not even touched by the Eagles. Nice little moving hit, and Cardinals now maintaining this lead. This is what they do so well. They just hang around, and all of a sudden they're up by more than you thought they were, and just 8 points away from a huge weekend sweep without dropping a set.
Eganoff will serve. She has 2 aces tonight. A third would be huge. Back set over the net, this time Kroll ready for it. Now Buckley has a chance to get a kill, not able to do so. Buckley again has to pass up. Ledbetter over the net. Mailer handles it. Now Mailer with a kill attempt. Goes into the block, but the block is too strong. The team of Gwen Kroll and Carson Tyler, too powerful, get the block.
Eagles get a free ball there, but they don't get organized enough. There's no creativity. They're just going on the left side, and the Cardinals easily snuff that out with a double, and up to 6 now.
Ball State up 18-12, and it's a third service ace for Katie Eganoff tonight.
And now we've got a whistle and a timeout off the back of that ace as things look bleak for the Eagles. Now just 6 points away and getting to 9-4 in conference play on the line for the Cardinals. That would just be massive. First place, not too far out of sight. We mentioned that the MAC is very jumbled. Right now, first place is 10-2. There's a couple teams tied for that spot. Cardinals have everything to play for, and the remaining schedule for them, they host Miami here at home. Miami, one of the worst teams in the conference at 1-11. Now, every game in the MAC is tough, but that's a game that the Cardinals expect to win. And then a big series against Western Michigan, who was picked as the #1 team in the MAC preseason poll, tied with Ball State right now at 4th. And you never know how things are going to look, but that weekend series could be just as or more important than this one in terms of conference standings.
You have to get through that road series against Toledo first, and that's going to be the tough one. The last 2 road matches of the season for them, although finish their last 3 matches at home, which is huge for them. We've talked about the home court advantage that they have had. On the Eastern Michigan side, talking about the future schedule, they have a tough matchup coming up next, playing the #1 team in the conference, Central Michigan, at home, so that does help a little bit, but it's going to be another tough match from a top-seeded team in the MAC, and then a couple games at home against Akron, 2 matches against Buffalo to close out the season for them. Every single one of those very, very important.
Just
Eganoff serving again, has 3 aces tonight. Will not have a chance to serve again. Welker did not want that to happen, so she got her team a kill.
Nice response out of the timeout. Obviously, that's what Eastern Michigan is looking for, but it's a long mountain to climb.
Smith will be the one to start to climb that mountain. serves to Eganoff. Set from Wolanski goes to Carson Tyler. Toole out of bounds. Kill for Carson Tyler early in that point.
Way too much power for Carson Tyler. Really, the Eagles haven't been able to deal with it all weekend long, and Cardinals haven't really changed their game plan up. She's been mostly hitting down the line, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. 7-point lead for the Cardinals, and Bloom on serve.
And that same philosophy for Bloom. She has not been broken tonight. Great at the service line. Almost is again, nearly another ace. To the middle. It's going to be a kill for Welker. Off the block of Allende Smith and down just to her right side. So another kill goes to Welker.
Anytime that Eastern Michigan can get either Bloom or Wolanski off serve, it's a bigger victory than just getting a point.
Welker leads the team with 10 kills tonight. Allende Smith goes for a kill attempt in the middle. No success. Back to the Eagles side. Now Wolanski setting for the Cardinals. To Carson Tyler, line shot. Looked like it was not touched. She hit it out of bounds. So 20-15 is the score. Cardinals up 5, but the Eagles starting to make a comeback.
That did not miss my bunch either. Again, I like going to Tyler, going down the line. No harm, no foul, but lead down to 5 now.
Serini Vassen comes in to serve for the Eagles. It's a good one to Tyler. Back set to Buckley. And it's a good shot, but it goes too far. Just a foot or two out of bounds, and it's enough for the Eagles to get a point.
Cardinals thought that one might have been touched, but again, not using their challenge. And really, this is what the Eagles have wanted to do. And now they say it has been touched. They give the point to the Cardinals. That's a killer for Eastern Michigan.
Yeah,
could have been a 4-point lead. Now it's 6. Cardinals 4 points away.
Looked like there was some hesitancy to say that. No challenge card needed. Welker goes into the net, had some space to get a kill, but it's 22-15. Cardinals just 3 points away from taking the match.
Not a great miss there from Welker, but she's had a great weekend, and she will be a problem in this conference for years to come.
Lindsey Green, another hard serve. Sifke needed that one, and she gets it. The line shot went in the area of Eganoff, and a line shot kill comes from Ava Sifke.
Eagles still not out of this one yet. Obviously, there's no clock to run out. The Cardinals have to get to 25, but desperation time right now.
In comes one of the serving specialists, Ella Grasson. Recorded one dig yesterday. Came in a couple times to serve. Here's Grasson's serve. It's over to Eganoff. Had to get low to get that one. Getting low is the defense of the Eagles to try and return a kill attempt from Allende Smith, who hits it back up. Now tapped over by Carson Tyler. In the back row, Serini Vassen to get that one. Tipped up. Now Ledbetter has to go and set that one to Naya Kennedy. Off Baylark's block into the coaching area, and it's a kill. 23-16. Cardinals continue to control this match.
Awkward volleyball there, sort of tipping it back and forth at the net. Kennedy just says, I'll finish this. Steps up, smashes the ball. No return from the Eagles. Just 2 points away.
Carson Tyler to serve. To Serini Vassen. Able to get there. Sifke goes to Ledbetter on the Cardinals side. Green has to chase it down. A good pass just to get it back to Ledbetter, who had to free ball it over. Back set going now to one of the Eastern Michigan players. Point goes to Ball State. It was in the net by Maddie Stayer, and it's set point in set number 3. This could be it for the match tonight.
Everyone's in on the party here at Worthen Arena except for the Eastern Michigan camp. This would be huge, closing it out.
Serve from Tyler for the match. The set goes. It's Sifke, played up by Ledbetter. Now Green again with a chance to win for Naya Kennedy. She does it off the block of Baylark. Make that 2 sweeps this weekend. Ball State coming out of Halloween weekend with 2 victories over the Eastern Michigan Eagles. What a weekend it has been for them, and finished off by Naya Kennedy, who's been one of the strongest players on the Ball State Cardinals in the past 48 hours.
Just over an hour 15 needed today for the Cardinals to dispatch the Eagles, and for second-year head coach, you have to understand that maybe you're not quite where you want to be right now. Dropping to 7-6 after this weekend, and this was a big moment for both teams, and the veteran head coach comes out on top. Really, no shame for the Eagles. Like we said, they have a bright future ahead of them as they head up the tunnel here in Worthen Arena, and the Cardinals having a nice little meeting on the floor. Lots of smiles there, lots to be happy about, not just about the results, but the way they played.
Yeah, how could you not be? That's 2 matches in a row where it has ended in under 80 minutes. This match tonight started at 4 o'clock Eastern time. It's 5:18 right now, and both teams are already on the court. Just goes to show how quickly Ball State can take over a match.
Well, like we said, Eastern Michigan never got to 20 in any of these sets. I mean, it really was not close this weekend. And great crowd tonight at Worthen Arena. Like you said, Halloween weekend, we had a nice little chirp or treat event last night with some of the athletic teams here at Worthen Arena. And really fun energy, but it's always going to be like that when you don't drop a set in a weekend sweep.
It's been a fun weekend for the Cardinals. It's been a fun weekend for us up here in the booth. The second match of the weekend goes in favor of the Cardinals. They get the second sweep of the weekend, winning the first set 25-13, the second set 25-19, and the third set, as we just saw, 25-16. Thanks for joining us on SportsLink Digital Radio, presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. For Jordan Klimes, Daniel Sullivan, I am Tyler Klimes. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next SportsLink Digital Radio broadcast. It's been presented by Victory Honda of Muncie. Have a good one.
This has been a production of SportsLink Digital Radio.